You're here to be that sacred vessel, to be that channel, but you have a special way of doing it. And only you can do your purpose your way. And it all begins by saying yes. So I'm going to be sharing with you what I've learned over these years, over all these episodes, about what it means to say yes to your purpose. How do you do it? And how does it impact you? What does it mean? And what does it not mean? Hello, my miraculous friend, and welcome to another episode of the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. This is Reverend Frances Faden, and I'm so grateful that we get to spend this time together helping you magnify your miracles. I want to welcome you to episode 300. And before we do anything, I just want to say thank you. I want to thank you, whether this is the first time that you're listening or this is you've been here from the very beginning, episode number 1, or anywhere in between. Thank you. None of this would be possible without you, without your support, without all the comments that you leave, without listening or watching or however you consume this podcast. Thank you. And thank you for sharing it with your friends and your family and letting people know that there is a source available of inspiration. And I'm just so, so grateful. So today I'm going to be sharing with you what I've learned over these last 300 episodes, almost 6 years now, about saying yes to your purpose. When I began this podcast, it was a step in that direction for me. I had wanted to do it and wanted to do it and wanted to do it. And I had a little tiny little podcast a long time ago that was mostly about business. And I really wanted to do something that was more centered on who I was now, combining everything I knew with spirituality and manifestation and miracles and growing your business. And it really all boils down to saying yes to your purpose. Because when you say yes to your purpose, you immediately step into the energy of miracles. You immediately step into the energy of divine support. You immediately step into being what I call the happiest, healthiest, wealthiest version of yourself. And it all starts with saying yes. So before I tell you any more about that, let's take a deep breath together. Breathe in the energy of expansion. Breathe out anything you no longer need. And we do this to really prepare ourselves to hear and receive this inspiration more deeply. And whatever it is that you need to hear today to move powerfully forward to magnify your miracles, is it's going to be exactly what you're hearing. Let's take one more deep breath together in gratitude, and we can begin. All right, my friend. Welcome, welcome once again. I'm just so grateful to be here with you. And I want to share with you some of the big insights that I've had as I've been preparing for this. And I'll be honest with you, there's a part of me that I wanted to have a big announcement and all kinds of things. And I do have some, but mostly I'm going to just be sharing from my heart with you because on this path that we're on, the Magnify Your Miracles path, which for me, I'm following also Mother Mary's path. And it all started with her saying yes. She said yes to the invitation that Archangel Gabriel gave her to be a channel of one of the greatest lights that's ever been on this planet, that she was a channel to be in partnership with the divine and to be a creator on the planet. And I believe that if you have a special connection with Mother Mary, or even if you feel an affinity with this podcast, you're on that same path. It might not look exactly like mine, but you also are somebody who has a special connection with the angels, whether you're aware of it or not. You have something in you that wants to be birthed, that wants to come forward. You're here to channel something. And whether you're here to channel messages like I do, or you're here to channel stories, or you're here to channel people, maybe you're going to be a mom or whatever that might be. You're here to be that sacred vessel, to be that channel, but you have a special way of doing it. And only you can do your purpose your way. And it all begins by saying yes. So I'm going to be sharing with you what I've learned over these years, over all these episodes, about what it means to say yes to your purpose. How do you do it? And how does it impact you? What does it mean? And what does it not mean? So these again, just heart to heart having this chat with you. I have been so blessed to be able to be here with you every week for almost 6 years now. And over this time period, I have interviewed best-selling authors, people that have been great influences in the world. And I've only brought on people that I trust, people that I can stand behind their work, people who wrote books that I love, people that I know that can help you magnify your miracles. And I get a lot of requests from people wanting to be in my podcast, and most of them I don't know them. So I don't bring them on until I know them and I have some sense about them. Why? Because it matters to me. We have a trust, you and I. And I know, and I take this trust very seriously, that I want you to always know that I'm here for you and that I'm on your side. And I'm never going to bring anybody on just to boost my ratings, even though boosting ratings would be lovely. I'm never going to do that. I'm always going to be making sure that people are in alignment because it matters to me. And that's part of my purpose. Part of my purpose is to create a sacred space where you get to have the divine experience that you're meant to have. I do this in the membership, I do this in the circles that I do this everywhere. I'm always creating that space. And it starts right here with this podcast of letting this be a safe space for you to explore. Let this be a safe space for you to be inspiring yourself, letting this be a safe space for you to experience and ask questions and do whatever it is that you need to do. And I'm here for that. I'm definitely here for that. So I want to tell you that saying yes to your purpose is not a one-time event. A lot of times people think it's kind of like, when you're back in high school and you took the SATs or you took a test or you graduated, whatever, and you're kind of done, right? You'll never have to take the SATs again. And sometimes people say, oh, well, that's is not like what your purpose is. You say yes to your purpose one time and you're good. And that's not my experience. My experience is we need to say this yes every day. Maybe not as big as the first time, like we think about Mother Mary, and she went from being this young woman who was engaged to somebody going down that road, and she said yes to something that was extraordinary. And in saying yes, she also had to say no. And we'll talk about that in just a second too. But by Mother Mary saying yes to something that was completely outside the norm of what she thought was going to be happening, she then had to continue to say yes, right? When people didn't understand her decision, when St. Joseph was like, maybe we should call this wedding off, when she went to go see her cousin Elizabeth, all these things. And then when, even after she had Jesus, she had her baby, and then King Herod was like trying to get him killed. And Mother Mary could have said, I'm out of here. Forget it. This is too much. But she didn't. She kept saying yes. She kept looking for a way to continue to manifest that purpose. Now, you might not see it that way, but I see it that way because she was in choice every step of the way. And it was all those choices that drew to her the three wise men and the resources that they brought to help the Holy Family to make them able to escape to Egypt where they would be safe and then to eventually come back as well. And she made that choice consistently to say yes. Even if we look at the life of Jesus, we see the same thing, right? We think, oh well, Jesus, he knew what he was doing. No, Jesus made a series of choices to say yes, to say yes, to say yes. It wasn't just in the desert. It wasn't when he got baptized. He kept saying yes to his purpose right up until the very end, where he was very tempted not to say yes. If we remember him in the Garden of Gethsemane, he's like, I don't really want to do this. I don't really want to do this. And then he finally is like, but no, I'm going to say yes to that. Now, you and I may not have anything nearly as dramatic as that, but to say yes to our purpose means we're saying yes to our authentic self. We're saying yes to the reason that our soul came here to be in a body. You didn't have to come be in a body. Your soul said, I want to have this experience. And in my experience, in the work that I do, when I do a sacred life purpose session for somebody, and we do that reading and we talk to all seven of your chakras, what are we finding out? The very first thing we find out is what your soul came here to do. Three things. Your soul came here to experience, to embody, and to express something. Only you know what that is. It's in your energy field. You came here to experience, to embody, and to express. And you did this from day one. So it's not even really like a conscious thing that you're doing. What you're doing is, are you going to cooperate with your purpose? Because from day one, you've been doing it. Now, what happens when I say, like, there are things that you're going to need to say no to? Well, when you say yes to your purpose, there are things that you're saying no to. And what are some of those things? Well, if we look at Mother Mary for an example, it's like Mother Mary said yes to Archangel Gabriel, and that meant she said no to the norms of society at the time. Because remember, if Saint Joseph had been by the letter kind of an orthodox person, which he was very pious, don't get me wrong, but if he had been a letter of the law kind of guy, she'd have been stoned to death, and that'd have been the end of that, right? So I always think about that when I think about the story of Mother Mary and Saint Joseph and Jesus, that if any of them had been letter of the law, fundamentalist kind of energy, Jesus would have never even been here because he didn't come in a traditional way. He didn't come in through the norms of society at the time. He came in a totally different vibration and a very different way of being. So that meant Mother Mary had to do that. And she had to be willing to take a risk. She had to be willing to risk other people's opinion of her, other people's disapproval of her. And so what did she do? The very first thing she did is she went to go see St. Elizabeth, who was also experiencing a miracle, who was also outside of the norms of society. She was a much older woman. She experienced a miracle. All kinds of things were happening. And Mother Mary aligned herself with like minded energy. It's one of the reasons why I created the Magnify Your Miracles membership. Because when you say yes to your purpose on any level, are you gonna have people around you that are cheering you on? Maybe, maybe not. You might have a husband or a wife or a friend or a sister or a brother or a parent or a child that doesn't really want you to change, that doesn't want the boat to be rocked, that likes things the way they are. Doesn't mean that they don't love you. It just means that they have their own fears, and you saying yes to something might bring up that fear for them. So not being so attached to other people's approval, to be able to say, you know what? I'm going to get that support anywhere that I can. And if that is something that you want to do, I'll put it right up here. You can always join the Magnify Your Miracles membership. Go to francisfaden.com/membership. And you can join a community of people just like St. Elizabeth who will be cheering you on and supporting you and sharing your experience of miracles with you as you day by day deepen that yes. And so that's one of the things that you're going to say no to. You're going to need to say no to caring about what other people think. Now, you might still have a little bit of that, but as you get more and more confident, it's not going to bother you because you're going to feel that energy. You're going to start experiencing miracles and things are going to start happening for you. The other thing that you're going to need to say no to is some of your limiting beliefs, some of the self definition that you've had of what you can and can't do, right? So if you start saying yes to your purpose in a deeper way, and maybe your purpose has something to do with like being a more creative person, right? Maybe you tend to be a little bit more, you lean into the left brain, but there's a part of you that really wants to explore and create and do all of that. And if you say yes to your purpose, you're going to need to give some time and energy to that part of you, right? Might make the other part of you a little bit nervous. So, by being willing to say, I'm going to step into the version of myself that is already doing her purpose, that means I'm going to let go of the version of myself that continues to tell myself no. So you're going to be saying no to self sacrifice. You're going to be saying no to limitations. You're going to be saying no to the part of you that says that you're not ready. Oh, that's a big one, saying that you're not ready. All of those things, we're going to say no to that. We're going to say no to, I have to know how it's going to all work out before I say yes. Yeah, that's not the way it goes. First, we say yes, and then the doors open, right? And so, as I've worked with people and I have seen over these last 300 episodes, there have been many times where I've been like, oh, can I keep doing this? What is it? What my own limiting beliefs like, What do I have to say? Haven't I said everything I could possibly say about miracles? And the answer is no. Every day is a miracle. Every day is a miracle. But here's what I'm saying yes to. And as I'm inviting you to say yes, here's what I'm saying yes to. So, one of the biggest yeses I've ever said to myself and to my purpose, I think about these flashpoints in my life. So, like right around the time I was 11 is when I started studying metaphysics and I dove into that. That was one of the first ways that I started saying yes. And then when I was 19 and I had a health crisis and I started really looking into how health manifests in our thoughts and our beliefs, and I really started looking into the work of Louise Hay, that was another yes. And then after I graduated from school and I decided I wanted to be a healer, that was another yes for me. But then I also wanted to make sure that I was a minister. And that again was another yes for me. So I've been continuing to say yes. And then I became a disciple of Paramahansa Yogananda. That was a yes for me. I moved to California and I met my wife, Deepa. That was another yes for me. But one of the yeses that I've been sitting on, and I've been sitting on it for a while, because Mother Mary came to me in 2012. And that was probably one of the biggest yeses and probably one of the hardest yeses for me was to say, "Oh God, I got to channel this energy. Okay, I'm going to do this." Mother Mary didn't just want me to channel her messages just for the fun of it, even though it is fun. Mother Mary has been urging me kindly, but urging me to really focus my attention on helping women specifically. She's been wanting me to help women say yes to their purpose. She's been wanting me to help women to learn how to magnify their miracles and to step into their leadership vibration. She's been wanting me to help them to own their creativity and for me to own mine. And so I am going to be making some shifts that you're going to hear about because I'm going to be stepping more into my creativity. And I've talked about this on and off, but I'm now making a commitment here for you. And that has to do with definitely finishing the books I've been writing on, that I've been working on rather for a long time. I have at least 5 right now that I want to get done, and I keep putting them off and keep putting them off. And guess what? Saying yes to my purpose means saying no to procrastination and to putting things off and to prioritizing everybody else. The big thing that women need to do to say yes to their purpose is to stop prioritizing everybody else first. That alone changes everything. So when you prioritize yourself and you say yes to your purpose, that's one of the best ways to prioritize yourself. And it's saying no to that energy of self neglect and self sacrifice and deprioritizing yourself. So that habit of putting everybody else first, that has to go. So I'm saying right now, that's something that I need to do. I need to be even better at prioritizing myself, what makes me happy, following my intuition and my guidance. And one of the things I've been wanting to do for such a long time is I've been wanting to help you write your story. I've been wanting to help you get really clear on your story and write that book, whatever that might be. So you're going to be hearing about this. I'm going to be talking about it in the next few episodes or so. Like, how exactly am I going to be doing that? I don't have it all figured out by the time I'm recording this, but I will. And I promise you that I'll share with you the ways and not just how to do it, but why to do it and why I believe with all of my heart that we're all here on this planet to put some form around our creativity and to be able to leave something behind for other people. I feel like that's a big part of my purpose is doing that myself and then helping you do that as well. So long after we're gone, there's going to be this beautiful catalog of podcasts and books and courses and whatever else you want to do, paintings maybe, that you're going to be able to leave behind and it's going to continue to inspire people. I'll be talking about that a little bit more in next week's episode. But that's what I'm saying yes to. I'm saying yes to A, being an advocate for women specifically. As an interfaith minister, part of me wants to help everybody. And it's not about excluding anybody. It's about really making myself available for the assignment that I've been given. My assignment is to help uplift and empower women. It's a big piece of it. And not just any women, but women who have said yes to their purpose, women who want to go deeper with that, women that are here to make an impact in the world, people that want to magnify their miracles. And these women tend to be people who are really creative, who are also highly sensitive, and people that, are really spiritual as well. I know that's you. You're my people. And I'm being very, very clear with you that I'm saying yes to you. From now on, I'm changing my website. There's all kind of things I'm going to be doing so that when I show up, you know that I'm talking to you specifically and that I'm here to help you with your challenges and your problems and to get through them so that you can manifest that light that's wanting to come through you. So I'm saying yes to helping women, to empowering women, and to also write my own books and help you write yours. And there's going to be more information coming about that. And for those who are interested, how do you make money doing any of these things? How can you be a more successful version of yourself, whatever it is that you're trying to do, whatever your business might be? I really want to help the people who are here to help the planet because that's my purpose. And it makes me so happy just to say it. So, my friend, this time that I have spent doing my podcast, these last almost 6 years, this time would have passed anyway. It would have passed anyway. It was passing before I said yes to the podcast. What is it that you need to say yes to? Because time is going to keep passing. And I'm so grateful that if I left the planet tomorrow, there's 300 episodes on here that are going to continue to help people through YouTube, through the podcast, through Apple, through wherever you get your podcasts. 300 opportunities for you to say yes to your life purpose and to magnify your miracles. And I'm really grateful for that. But I also know I'm just getting started. I am just getting started. This time would have passed anyway. But because I made the commitment to show up every week to be here with you, there's now a beautiful path behind me, 300 episodes long, that other people can find and other people can follow. So I'm just really grateful for you and for all the love and all the support that you've given me. And if you are a woman who wants to feel more empowered, you want to be more successful, you want to feel more spiritually connected, you want to know that you're connected to the infinite source of miracles within you, and you have a story inside you or you have a book inside of you, then stay tuned, my friend, because we're going to be diving into this in our next episode of the Magnify Your Miracles podcast, talking about your miraculous story and why it's so important for you to say yes to that. So I hope that you say yes to your sacred life purpose. You can always set up a miracle meeting with me, francisfaden.com/miracle meeting. If you want to be coached by me, if you want to learn more about your sacred life purpose, let's set up a miracle meeting. Miracle meetings are complimentary. It's in a time for us to just talk about what's possible for you. It's a time for me to listen to you and find out where are you and see, are we a good match? Are you someone that I can help? And am I somebody that is a good match for you to say yes to your sacred life purpose? So you can just go right there, francisfaden.com/miracle meeting, and set up a time to talk to me. And I would love to hear about what's in your heart and what you're here to say yes to and what you're ready to create. All right, my friends, we have some other changes that are going to be coming with the Magnify Your Miracles podcast. I'll tell you more about that next week as well. But please always remember that the key to magnifying your miracles is knowing that your miracle is already here. God bless you, my friend. We'll see you next week. Bye-bye. Hey, my miraculous friend, thank you so much for watching. If you want to be the first one to know when new videos are released, just click the subscribe button. And if you click the notify me button, you'll be the first one to know, especially if I go live. Thank you once again, and I'm sending you all my love and blessings.